I'm Grant Campbell.
And I'm Cindy Campbell.
Well, we went to Harahan Christian Church, and one weekend, a neighbor, Cindy's, brought her to church. I kept seeing this little girl over my shoulder. She was 15 and I was 16.
We were going home, and his dad came to the car window, and asked me if I wanted to go to the youth meeting. And I said, yeah, that would be good. And he says, okay, I'll send my son after you. And so that's how we really got to know each other. He would pick me up and take me to church.
And after months, I finally invited her out on a date to a Saints football game. And yeah, when we were young, we had children. We had a daughter, then we had a son 18 months later. And a few years later, we adopted another daughter. Well, in the late 90s, you had wanted to adopt from China. And at that time, I was just living a good life, playing golf, going fishing, and really didn't want to. A couple of years later, I wanted to adopt from China. And Cindy said, we missed that door. We're not going to do that now. And then a couple of years after that, I had this vivid dream one night about adopting a little girl from China. And we took off. God told us, this is what you need to do. And it just steamrolled into 3 children. Well, I had read a book, and it was called The Lost Daughters of China. And it was quite vivid on the state of what was going on there. The one-child policy, all the heartbroken families, because so many girls were either abandoned or abortion was forced. Generally, if a family has a daughter, they'll try for a second child to have a son. And if they have a daughter, they abandon them, usually on the side of the street. It's usually the father that pushes it, and the mother is usually watching the whole time to make sure this child is taken safely. And then they are in a foster care or an orphanage situation. They don't get the same education. They get stigmatized. There's no telling what kind of life they end up with. At best, they could end up in a factory as a hard labor factory worker. At worst, they could end up in sex trafficking. Okay, on July 4th, Independence Day in 2003, we got an email with a picture that was 1 inch by 2 inches of this cute little Chinese baby that was so bundled up it looked like she lived in a blizzard. And the moment we looked at that picture, we were just both in tears. This is our daughter, no matter what. Fast as we can get to China, this is our new daughter. And we were in our office in China, and we were there with a number of other families. And they came in one at a time, handing, this is this daughter, this is this family's daughter. And as soon as they put her in Cindy's arms, these little girls were scared to death. They were leaving foster families and orphanages.
And then we got on the bus to go back to our hotel. And I think that's probably like one of the most profound memories that I had of just holding this baby, and this bus ride home, sitting by the window, and of course you could see all the Chinese people, as you passed, as we were driving back to the hotel room, just knowing that God had called us to take care of this child, to love and nurture her, and it was just such a profound moment. I felt like we always say that Mia was both of our decision, okay? Marissa was his decision. I was like, okay. But I always felt like there was one more child that was supposed to be in our home, or we were supposed to adopt. And so we did the paperwork again for Naomi, and we were matched. We were actually matched in the very beginning of our paperwork to another little girl.
She had a heart problem.
But we didn't know she had a heart problem, and I don't think the orphanage knew it either. And about the time that we would have gotten the phone call to go to China, we got a phone call saying that she had died. Well, you can imagine we were devastated. And about 4 weeks later, we were matched with another little girl, Naomi. She sent the picture, and she started to tell me about her leg. She has an issue with her leg. Well, this was not even a special need I had even researched. I wasn't even thinking about a child with a limb issue. And so she sent the picture, And of course, we fell in love with her. We're like, oh yes, we want this child. But we started to pray about it. We said, we need to pray, about this because this is a pretty serious issue. So in the middle of the night one night, I couldn't sleep. I'd been praying, I couldn't sleep. I opened up my Bible, and it was one I had been using a lot. And there was a page from the Bible that had been ripped out. And every time I would open the Bible and it would come flying out, I would stick it back in. Well, this night, I opened up the Bible and it came flying out. I took it to go put it back in. I said, well, let me look at it and see, where exactly does it go? Because I would just stick it in the Bible. And I looked at it, and it was when King David asked, is there anyone from the house of Saul that I can show kindness to? And they brought him Mephibosheth, who was lame in his feet. And at that point, we knew that this was our daughter.
They've kept us so young. They give us so much energy.
Well, Mia is very outgoing. She's very friendly. She loves people. She loves to talk to people. And she's very competitive also. And she loves to play volleyball. And she's getting involved in speech and debate. And
with Marissa, I came back a week early, but Cindy stepped off the plane the day before Hurricane Katrina hit, so that was a really tough few weeks of bonding, and she's a little bit different. She does not like crowds. She's got an incredible heart. She loves her sister. She loves people, but she will tell you she doesn't. She plays volleyball. She is an incredible player, very competitive. And then Naomi's the typical youngest child, just happy-go-lucky. She's the joy for your old age, and just a precious little girl.
We want them to know, of course, that we love them with all our heart.
We cannot wait to see them as adults, to see how they just blossom. We hope we have a chance to see them give birth to their children. They're going to be gorgeous children, and we just pray the best for them, that they all succeed in whatever avenue they want to go. And we also try to tell them not to hold back any feelings about China or what happened about their birth mothers, that it was all for the good. This was all God's plan, that they're here with us. We're the family He intended them to be in.
We've never wanted them to feel like a victim. There's a matching process in China for a child and parent,
We have no idea
couple.
what it is, but
we just, we have always believed that this was the child that God chose for us, that you were always meant to be our child. Yeah, things were difficult. Your beginnings were difficult, but, God picked you up, and it is God's doing to bring you into a family, into our home. And we receive them as a gift. We receive them as a gift.
But we also feel like they've saved our lives. They opened up our hearts. God told us to go do this, and they changed us as much as we changed their lives.
Right.
We're a little bit old. They won't let us adopt anymore, or we would probably have more daughters.